Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. So there goes the moon. We're not quite up to full charge. Two things. First of all, a quick mail check. Many of you guys know Captain Jerk as he calls himself. Really good guy. Lives out there Connecticut way. There's a video of him and Dizzy meeting for the first time. I believe it's up on Dizzy's channel. Captain Jerk, he takes coins and turns them into rings, which is really interesting. He also does some, I'm going to call it comedy type stuff. Big personality, a lot of fun. I would go check out his channel. He seems to be trying to rig the contest a little bit. Check this out. Like, he sent this to me. Well, he might have got away with it if it was a popsicle stick, but we're just pieces of paper. Close, but not quite there, Captain. He's trying to rig the next contest. So that's the first thing. Once again, go check out Captain Jerk. He's a great guy and, you know, well worth watching his videos and so forth. Second thing, my son out in Pennsylvania, I have a couple of Baja Warriors at his place. Actually, I guess they're his now, right? I shouldn't say I have. I can't take them back because I got nowhere to put them. So anyway, he's got two Baja Warriors at his place. He has a little Yamaha Badger, you know, a little 100cc quad that he kind of grew up with. And he's got one of these Lakotas at his place. This was actually his Lakota, and he bought this out in Pennsylvania. As a matter of fact, it's got the, you know, little tag on here. So he bought this, and I got my Lakota running. They're exactly the same year and so forth. So I shipped my Lakota out to him because it's all running and ready to go, and he shipped this one back to me. And if you guys remember, it had jump time and banged a valve, and I need to finish putting it all back together again, which is yet another story. I really need to get me a junior assistant, but none of you guys live close enough. I need to get like a young junior assistant that loves to work on motors and stuff, but doesn't know what he's up to, so I could teach him and he could do things, and so forth. But that's all besides the point. So, given that I'm all stirred up and distracted and confused, let's go forward. I must need another project to work on. This is a 1983 XR100 that is quite seized. This belonged to a buddy of mine. It was actually his bike. It's up from Rhinebeck, New York. He owned it back in the day. And it's in really pretty good condition. I mean, the front suspension's good. The back tire's good and holds air. Back suspension's good. I don't think it came with the seat or the plastic here. But he said it had been sitting and it's seized. So it's weather seized according to him. According to me, you see the oil down here, and his sons rode it for a little while. So I'm thinking it might not just be weather seized. His sons might have screwed it to the wall. So I'm not positive that it's only weather seized. So this is going to be the next project. It's going to start off pretty easy. I'm going to spray some oil down the spark plug hole, something to anti-seize it, probably PB Blaster. I'll fire some of that down the hole. And then I'm going to take the side cover off. This side cover off. And I'm going to put a wrench to the flywheel and see if I can't gently unseize it. And then depending on what happens from there, I'm going to go forward. So there's that guy. And whilst I was hauling this out of the shed, I discovered an XR 100 frame. So there's that. Right. See, XR 100. And this is 1986 vintage. Now, I'm trying to remember the story on this bike, and for some reason, I'm having a lot of trouble. But no matter what, generally speaking, the following is true. I do not buy motorcycle frames. I just don't. So I wouldn't have bought that frame unless it came with an engine and tires and everything else. So I'm thinking, don't know, but I'm thinking several years ago I picked it up at Rhinebeck. And I not only got that, but I got the engine and I got everything. I think I got everything but the seat. Don't know. This might be a weird thing to say. Don't use drugs. Never use drugs. You know, we all perhaps partied a bit back when we were young, but I've never been one into drugs. Even when I was coming back from my hip replacement, I had a bunch of prescription of oxycodone, and I really didn't use them because I wanted to drive. And you can't take oxycodone and drive a car because, you know, you crash or something, or somebody runs into you. When you get out of the car and they see you're on crutches, they're going to say, "What's going on? Just had some hip surgery. Are you on any pain medicine?" You say no, and they look at you and go, "Yeah, I don't think so." And they're going to drug test you. And if you pop for oxy, your license is gone. So obviously I wanted to drive, so I didn't take my oxy even back then. By the way, I got rid of all those pills because I don't want those around. You never know who uses one of your bathrooms and finds them in the medicine cabinet or whatever. So I didn't take them, didn't use them, and all that. But the reason why I broke into this long, prolonged story is, for some reason, there's almost like two parts of my life. There's the part of my life before the YouTube channel and the part of my life after the YouTube channel. And for the stuff before the YouTube channel, I was acquiring a lot of this stuff, but for some of it that wasn't primary, right? Like this quad is kind of a primary thing. You know, I've always wanted one of those little scooters, so it's kind of a primary thing. The Boland's kind of primary, but a XR 100 that would be in parts, I really wouldn't think too much about it because it's a parts bike. I'm not thinking, oh man, this is it's a primary, I'm going to really do something with it. I'm thinking, I'm just taking it into the Hoard as parts. It's like buying peanut butter or bread or milk or something like that. You're just stocking it. So I'm having a lot of trouble remembering exactly the story behind that bike, but I'm pretty sure I picked it up at the Rhinebeck car show. I think I remember the kid I got it from, the XR 100 this is, and I'm thinking there should be an engine floating around for it somewhere. And one of the reasons why I'm kind of like looking around is because I'd really like to find that engine. For some reason, I'm also thinking the engine's down in the lower garage or basement. I might have even bought that whole thing before this place was done, before the upper garage was built. So, how's that for historical trivia or stupidity or whatever the heck you want to call it? So I need to track down that engine. Out of all the bikes I have, for two-wheelers, I really, really like this XR100. I've been, just kind of, beating about on it a little bit, and every time I get back on it and take it for a ride, I like rediscover my love for it. It's like rediscovering an old girlfriend. I really do enjoy this. So if I see a second one there, and I'm trying to figure out if I have all the pieces to put it back together again, I think I will, because once again, this bike here is such a joy to own. I wouldn't mind getting that one put back together again and owning it too. So, sorry guys, everybody here for the China stuff. The China stuff is good, and the China stuff, particularly for a young person who is trying to learn about motors and you're trying to get your hot little hands on things to work on, a lot of times you could get the China stuff for free. So that's all good things, and I surely recommend it. But for anybody who really rides a bike, who really wants something bulletproof, reliable, it's going to last. I mean, 1983 to now, what are we looking at? 33 years, right? This China bike, 33 years from now, I don't even think there'll be any rust left. There'll just be, a pile of plantation of plants where the thing deteriorated to nothing. Yeah, they don't build them to last a long time at all. So, well, probably I guess the aluminum block could still exist, and perhaps the aluminum shocks there, they wouldn't completely rust out. Maybe the rear end would still be there. The back axle particularly, it looks like they put some carbon in that metal. But for the rest of it, it'd be gone. So, got to get back to a Honda project. I need a Honda project. It almost feels dirty working on all this Chinese stuff. I ran across a guy I worked with years ago. He left before all the cuts and all. He managed to get himself a nice severance package. Somebody dangled it in front of him and he snatched it up so quick he was gone. He works on generators now. About the China stuff, he says that he won't go near it. That, people bring it to him all the time. A lot of it in pretty decent shape, and he says he won't go near it. So if anybody wants a business, a bigness, you could probably hang out a sign and tell folks you'll work on this China crap for them, and they'd probably gladly drop stuff off and let you work on it. The problem he was having, he used to work on Honda stuff, Yamaha, Kawasaki, Suzuki, all this stuff. One of the reasons why he gave it up is he had a shop probably twice, maybe 3 times the size of mine. This is 24 by 24. So let's say he was like, 30 by 36, 30 by 40, something like that. And he says his shop and behind his shop and all around his shop was full of bikes that people, oh yeah, I owe you $500 for fixing it, but, I don't have the money. No, I don't want you to sell it. I want the bike, but I don't have the money. Supposedly friends and family and all kinds of other characters. And he said, and what he ended up with was a museum full of other people's stuff and no money in his pockets. So he shut down the business, gave the people a certain amount of time to come and get their crap, and then he sold it off cheap. I wish he would have called me, but such is life. He sold it all off cheap. Everything from jet skis to, side-by-sides to, 4x4s. There were a few golf carts in the litter, he said. All kinds of great stuff. He got it all running, too. It was all nice. He's the kind of guy that, puts the stickers back on and makes them look good. He says he had a fortune out on that stuff, but he couldn't even pay rent. He had all this crap, and everyone, oh yeah, I'll be by. Yeah, I'll be by. Don't sell it, don't sell it, don't sell it. And his word of mouth meant he was dealing with a lot of friends of family, a lot of friends of friends. So he didn't want to be a jerk or anything, but he couldn't make any money. He ended up having to shut it down, and now he fixes generators for a living. So, old Scotty there. Yeah, I should have told him next time somebody brings you a China thing, tell him you got a guy who'll take it for free, but no, you don't work on it. Maybe I could get a few freebie China bikes out of the deal. Anyway, I've been babbling for 15 minutes. Can't you guys tell me to shut up and get some work done? All right, folks, I really want you to keep your feet down, keep your head up, and I want you to get out there and enjoy all your days. Remember to have fun, no screwing around. Get out there, have fun, enjoy your time. Bye now, folks.